So, final year of 4 college football playoff teams, right? This is it. Who makes it? What do you got for me?
I think Georgia. I don't think they're going to three-peat, but I do think they're going to make the playoff. I think their schedule is really cushy going in. Ultimately, that could come back to bite them when they get into the playoff. I think USC, I know they were shaky on defense last year. I think, obviously, they got a lot of stuff to get worked out on the defense side of the ball, but Caleb's phenomenal, as you said. I think LSU will be a playoff team. I think they will come out of the SEC West, and I think they will come out of the SEC ultimately. And your alma mater, this is the year I think that Jim Harbaugh can win a national title, and I think he will. I think J.J. McCarthy takes the next big step forward. They got all those leaders back. I mean, Jim Harbaugh told me when I saw him a couple weeks ago, he said, I think we're going to break Georgia's draft record with the most players drafted. He thinks they're going to have 20. You'll see Chris Jenkins take a huge step forward. I think we're going to, you have Blake Corum healthy. You have an incredibly deep offensive line. Loveland is a difference maker outside. I think that is a dimension that they really haven't had. There's probably 4 guys at Ohio State who could start at Michigan at receiver, but I think now you have some playmakers, and Donovan Edwards is a wild card guy who can obviously be an explosive running back, but I think they can get him the ball in other ways. I just think you're going to see J.J. McCarthy really flourish this year.
So what the hell's going on with the 3 games sit down? Michigan is the one that imposed it, right? Self-imposed
because the NCAA is not happy with Michigan. I think you also have a case, to be quite honest, where Jim Harbaugh has flirted with the NFL, and last year certainly, with the Broncos. I think he wins the national title and rides off into the sunset, and some NFL team grabs him, and then he's just like, see ya, NCAA, I don't care what you do.
Because he just basically flipped them the bird when they asked questions about what happened with hamburgers being bought and a Zoom and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think, and they pushed back. They were like, this isn't about, for the NCAA to actually call out in the middle of a process like they did publicly, is very unusual, very rare. I think this is super contentious.
Charlie Baker flexing his muscles?
Well, it's the people under him certainly are. And I think, look, you also have a little bit of friction, or maybe even more than a little, with Jim Harbaugh and Ward Manuel, the AD. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I think you will see, especially as Jim Harbaugh and Michigan keeps winning and keeps ascending this year, I think you will see Jim Harbaugh be very vocal and step on a lot of toes. And it'll be interesting to see how they keep the train on the tracks here.
Him basically saying, let's share money with the collegiate players this past week?
Yeah, he spoke out. No, we've had some coaches. I mean, Chip Kelly's another one who's spoken up about that. And I've had conversations with him talking about revenue sharing. I think you will see that conversation keep getting advanced. I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with it. I don't think they like how the economics work out. But that's one of the things that's headed in that direction.
Well, I'll tell you, if Michigan wins it all and the Jets go to the Super Bowl, I'll just stop following sports. I mean, it won't get any better than that. That'll be it, right? What else?
You would take 1 out of 2, would you not? Which would you pick? You would take Michigan over the Jets.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
You're longer suffering with the Jets.
Jets. Yeah.
Michigan has at least had success.
Yeah, Michigan's been successful in your lifetime, and as you say, you've never seen the Jets.
Okay. You would take Jets.
Are you? Is anybody letting you lead the Jets out onto the field?
No, I'm not that. I'm not that. Greeny would, I think, slit my throat first. No
You'd also slit your Achilles if there was one media person going to be let out, leading the Jets out on the field.
Yeah, it would be that. But you'd be wrong.
Michigan?
I need to see this. I got to shut up all these people that are in my ear. No one is in my ear about the Jets. Maybe
there you go. See,
get out of here.
You guys should know him
if I had to choose
me.
one. Seriously.
But you've seen it.
No.
You saw a half.
Which one's closer?
We'll get into this conversation.
Michigan is closer than the Jets.
Don't drag this man into a mosh pit.
That's why
this man is too classy. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not that classy.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.